My name is Dimitri Centeno Munoz. I drive a 1997 BMW E36 M3. She's a fun car. I like to drive her in the back roads, take her up the coast. She's a 5-speed manual. She handles amazing on the in the back roads, so it's pretty fun. I'd say the back roads, they're wavy. There's a little straightaways where you can accelerate a little bit, and it's pretty fun back there. I'd probably want to do Mount Tam. There's a little more turns there to have a little bit more fun. Probably up the coast, down to LA.
My name is Steven Thali and I drive a BMW E46 M3. Specs of the car, so it has an S54 engine, inline 6, and it has about 333 horsepower. Favorite part is probably the way it handles around the corners, especially with the Michelin Pilot Super Sport tires on it. It grips pretty well. Before this, I had a Subaru WRX STI. I think the STI handles better on the corner since it has all-wheel drive, but with the tires I put on this car, I feel like it grips just as well. All-wheel drive is that you can't get it as sideways, maybe in the snow or rain, but while with this, it has all the power in the rear, so you get pretty sideways in it. Favorite place, probably in the back roads of Petaluma. Anywhere, it'd be really fun to drive it around a Nuremberg ring. I like the exterior more because the interior is pretty outdated for 2002, but the exterior, I feel like it still fits pretty well with the cars out there today on the road.
My name is Artem and I drive a 2008 E90 M3. This car is a 2008. It only has 75,000 miles on it. It's a 6-speed manual. It's fully loaded and it's a 4-door, which is pretty rare in its nature. And it has electronic dampers so you can adjust how stiff the car is. I work at a BMW dealership as a product specialist. I've only driven BMW since I got my license. My first car was a Honda, but I've only had it for a couple months. Every car after that was a BMW. This is my 5th M3. I had a 2003 E46 M3 convertible, which I didn't really like. Then I got a 2003 E46 M3 Coupe, and then I got a 2004 E46 M3 Coupe, which I actually still have.
I am Corey George and I'm 27. I drive an F80 2018 M3 and I work on the sales floor at BMW. Just the turns and being able to get my car to handle those turns at like 50 miles per hour more than it says. Oh, everybody tries to race me and they all think that it's somebody else's car, that it's not mine because they all think the girls can't drive manuals. So the exterior is just so perfect. It's got such good lines on it. It's one of the most beautiful cars that I've ever seen. The interior is red, so that just makes it so much better. My exterior is gray, so the red, contrasts with it, makes it really nice. 420 horsepower, probably a little underrated, like BMW likes to do. And it goes 0 to 60 in 3.8 seconds. Well, this M3 has electric steering, so it's a little bit different. It still feels heavy though, which is nice. It doesn't get the normal electric steering feel of being super light. Hydraulic steering is nice, but I think my car feels pretty similar to that.
Hi, my name is Luke, and I drive a 1971 BMW 2002. My car has a stock motor, just upgraded internals and bored out, and I'm running aftermarket carburetors on it. The carburetors are side draft, so it's an aftermarket option. They're Weber 45s, and then the newer versions of my car did come fuel injected too as well, but this one's carbureted. Modifications I've done is I swapped out the 4-speed to a 5, put a limited slip differential in the rear, and then I also put a bigger cam in it. What mostly inspired me is, well, originally my dad got me into 2002s. His first car he bought was a 2002, so I got most of the inspiration from him. I just make it up as I go. I mean, I'm always changing something just to keep my mind interested. And then forums too as well. Sometimes I see other people's style and I just kind of replicate theirs. So there's a bunch of inspiration out there.